because of the score.
Absolutely. All right, Tom, tell them, what did we just do?
We just did
almost a 400.
3 miles.
That's what you normally do.
Hard to keep up with you guys.
Yeah, that's what you normally do. Yeah, now we ran like 100 and then walked the curve and then ran the rest of the way around, and it's good.
You're doing an encore performance on the...
Yeah, this is just a trivia. So I'm gonna skip some ropes.
Okay,
I'm gonna turn this over to...
Yep, I got it.
To JP. You don't have to hang out.
Thank you, Tom.
JP,
Thank you.
Great to see you.
You too.
I'll see you in Vegas.
Dougie Fresh.
The night.
Pleasure, man.
I'll see you up in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Salito.
Vegas strong.
Salito.
All right. I'll see you guys.
Tevin Farmer. All right, Doug.
Tevin Farmer, huh?
That's gonna be my pick of the week.
I heard
Tevin
he's
Farmer.
like an ancestor of the great Joe Gans.
He's gonna be my pick of the week because Coach wants me to always say a pick of the week.
Yeah.
I'll go with. Oh no, wait. I gotta go with Lomachenko. Lomachenko will be my #1 pick, and Tevin Farmer will be my #2 pick for next week, the 9th.
Yeah.
The 9th of December.
Yeah.
Let me get the questions here, Doug.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna start skipping
another phone. I'm gonna start skipping the rope.
All right. All right.
All right.
So we're here
Good job on the track, by the way, JP.
trying to keep up with you, man. Trying to keep up the pace. Although I told you I did a few earlier, so not so bad.
Yeah.
All right. So, Coach, hope you're watching. We got the history of boxing lesson right now. This week in boxing history, we're going to see how Doug does for this week. Yes, we can also answer a few questions. Dougie, who is going into the IBHOF on Tuesday? Do we know?
We do know that Eric Morales.
El
he got the
Terrible.
call and he spilled the beans.
Okay.
Good for him.
So El Terrible's in.
Yeah, that wasn't a surprise.
And we'll know the rest Tuesday.
I don't know the others, yeah.
So there you go. Good question. All right, Doug. So here we go. This week in history, this fight was the 2nd of December, the year 2000, 17 years ago.
Ooh.
This was for the WBA and IBF super welterweight title.
Oh, okay, that's easy. That's Felix Trinidad versus Fernando Vargas.
You got it.
And me and Steve K9 Kim were there.
Incredible fight.
And that first round, we were standing the whole time because we thought it was going to be a first-round knockout for Tito. Instead, it went into the 12th round. And I tell you what, Jay Nady should not have allowed Fernando Vargas to hit the deck 3 times in that
Changed his life.
ultimate round. Yeah. Okay, after the first knockdown, Fernando popped up. The eyes were clear. He was ready to go. But he had taken a lot of punishment. After that second knockdown, that should have been it.
Should have been it. I remember the replay next week. Larry Merchant one-on-one interview with Fernando.
Yeah.
Well, I would have done better, but he hit me in the nuts.
Kept hitting me
He
in
was
that.
hitting me in the balls.
Tito did. It's true.
Doug, what's the biggest boxing robbery you've ever witnessed live?
Ever witnessed live?
Good question.
Wow, like there in the arena
That's a
live?
good question.
Gosh, I don't know. There've been so many sucky ones, man.
Yeah.
There've been so many.
Triple G Canelo.
No, that wasn't.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I didn't agree with that decision, but it certainly wasn't. You know, I got to think about that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's so many bad. I mean,
we're gonna get back to you next week.
I mean, it's almost the norm. It's crappy scorecards, you know.
Dougie,
I think people are in shock that Cotto lost the decision last night.
Rich says he thinks it's Purnell and Chavez.
Yeah, I wasn't there though.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah, that was.
Dougie Fisher, December 3rd, 1970. This fight was
the year I was born.
Syracuse, New York.
Okay.
And it is for the world welterweight title.
In 1970.
December
Syracuse.
3rd, 1970.
In Syracuse, huh?
Yep. Coach wanted to make sure I asked this one.
Is this Jose Napoles?
You got it.
Against a local lad.
Wow.
Who was the guy from Syracuse?
Wow.
Who actually upset Napoles? Billy Backus?
You just got it. I'm amazed.
Bam! Who the fuck gets that one?
That is incredible.
Bastards.
I told Dave last night I thought that one would trip you up, but nobody trips up.
Billy Backus was, along with Carmen Basilio, was the inspiration for the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
If that ain't
which is in nearby Canastota. That was the inspiration for the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
Billy Backus, KO for Jose Napoles.
Cuts.
If that doesn't show you Doug knows his stuff, I don't know what
Billy Backus. You know what Billy Backus? He had these mutton chops. He had sideburn game. I can't grow sideburns.
I'm impressed, Doug. Okay.
If I could grow sideburns, I'd try to be like Billy Backus.
And Coach has a note for you on that one. He says that was a huge upset.
Huge.
A rematch 6 months later. 15 rounds. Where was the rematch?
Was it at the Forum?
Bingo.
Yeah, because Nápoles was a Cuban who had been adopted by Mexico.
Okay.
Once Castro came to power and abolished professional sports,
Really?
a lot of the best Cuban boxers relocated to Mexico, became fan favorites there, and then crossed the border into Inglewood and LA and fought at the Olympic Auditorium and the Forum and made some good money.
Wow.
Yeah.
And just to let you know, people, I don't show Doug my cell
No.
or the paper before the fight.
I've seen nothing.
So he just got that. That's pretty impressive
There we go.
memory. We have December 6th, this week in boxing, 1949. This fight was for the vacant World Super Featherweight title. And here's the key. The title had been vacant for 16 years.
The title had been vacant
That's
for
the
16 years?
That's the note from Coach. That's amazing.
That's a weird stat.
We're going to have to ask Coach
Wait a minute,
about
so
that.
there was no featherweight champ?
He's saying from 1933 to 1949,
Yeah.
there was no super featherweight champ.
Oh, super featherweight champ.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tough question here. December 6, 1949.
1949. So these guys fought for a junior lightweight, super featherweight, 130-pound title.
This guy said, "Are you guys making shit up now?" No.
1949. You're gonna have to give me some hints here. I'm gonna
No
ask
problem.
a question. Was one of the combatants? Was it Sandy Sadler?
You got it.
Okay, that's
Okay, I'll
one
give
of
you
them.
one more hint.
Give me a hint of this opponent.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Cleveland is where the fight was. December 6, 1949. This was a 10-rounder
10-round.
between Sadler. It's a tough question.
So Sadler is one half of that equation because I do know Sadler held that title.
And Sadler,
Because I think Sadler might have lost the title to Flash Alorde. Because Alorde was the junior lightweight champ for a
believe
while.
you're right on that.
Yeah.
So this is the
Who
hint.
the hell would he have beaten?
This was in Cleveland, and Sadler won the vacant super featherweight title in this fight
Yeah.
that had been vacant.
All right.
It's a tough one. December 6, 1949.
Do you recognize the opponent's
I
name?
do not. Coach had to tell me who this was,
Oh,
so
shit.
it's a tough
Who
one.
the hell would he have? I wonder if he was a Cleveland native.
He was not, I believe.
Okay.
This was
I wonder if he was a lightweight standout, though, that dropped down, or a featherweight standout that stepped up.
Sandley Sadler, win in 10 versus Orlando Zuleta.
Zuleta.
We'll have to
I've
ask
heard
Coach.
that. I've seen that name on record books. Okay.
So, Coach, next week.
All right, good one. Stump me. Okay.
Got Dougie there. We got a Coach
All right.
next week. You got to tell us about
That's
Orlando.
a good one. Yeah, you got to tell us about Zuleta.
Let us know, Coach.
Because I've
about-
seen that name.
Yeah.
I've seen that name. I've maybe seen some footage of him. But
So let us know about Orlando
good one.
Zuleta.
Shit, 1949.
Zuleta next week, Coach. December 6, 1975. This fight was, in boxing history, Mexico City, the world welterweight title.
Okay, Mexico City.
So Coach is staying around the welterweight division this week.
1975.
Yep.
Mexico City, 1975. I'm going to say once again, this is Jose Nápoles. He was a star, obviously, at the Forum. He packed the house. But obviously in Mexico City, he was a star. He was a welterweight champ. Shoot. And he was a terrific fighter.
Jose.
Here's what a lot of folks don't know about Nápoles. Turned pro at featherweight. Grew into welterweight. His best years, I have been told, was at lightweight and junior welterweight. He was like 5'7".
Yeah.
And like smooth. His nickname was Mantequilla,
That's
which
what
is
Coach wrote here.
butter.
Mantequilla.
Mantequilla, so he was smooth in and out, but he had this monster hook. He had power, but he was a terrific boxer, and he's one of those guys when people talk about modern welterweights, you know, are they all-time greats or whatever, and they don't even know who Jose Nápoles is. I'm like, guys, forget about it. Forget about it.
December 6, 1975. Jose Nápoles in Mexico City.
In Mexico City. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to. The opponent, I'm going to say Hedgeman Lewis.
Close, but no
Close.
cigar.
Okay, hang on. If it wasn't Hedgeman Lewis, golly gee willikers.
Tough one.
It wasn't Armando Muniz, because I think Muniz fought him in the LA area or Monterrey, Mexico.
Let me know if you need a hint. This is December 6, 1975.
Yeah, give me a hint. I'm striking out here on the opponent.
Jose was knocked out in this fight.
He was
lost.
knocked out. He lost.
He
So
lost the welterweight title.
In Mexico City?
He did. He was beaten in Mexico City, according to this.
God, because I thought Nápoles. Oh, okay. So was it the British guy?
You got it.
Was he? What's that guy's name?
You got it.
He's the guy who Carlos Palomino traveled to England to beat.
Dougie gets it again. You're almost.
Yeah, but I can't think of his name.
It was a 6th round knockout of Jose Nápoles.
Yeah, you know, Nápoles was old by this time.
Yeah.
He had stepped up to middleweight to fight Carlos Monzon, and that fight might have taken something out of him. Golly gee, who was that guy's name?
It was in 1970.
John H. Stracey.
You got it.
There we go.
John H. Stracey.
Second or third guess.
John H. Stracey.
Not too shabby.
Pretty impressive. John H. Stracey, he won the title by a 6th round knockout over Mantequilla Nápoles. And he won the welterweight title.
Yeah, good for him. The English lad went to Mexico to win the title.
Yeah.
What was Tom talking about? The old school fighters would travel to different countries?
I got to tell you,
I love it.
You don't see British guys go to Mexico nowadays to win the title.
And Carlos Palomino traveled to England to beat Stracey for the title, and he was a huge underdog.
That was another different time.
John H. Stracey.
John H. Stracey.
Yeah.
10 years later, the same date, December 6, 1985. Tremendous fight. This was in Las Vegas, and Coach wants you to know this was at the Hilton.
What was the year again?
1985.
85. December 6th?
1985. Both were undefeated. This was a unification.
What weight class?
Welterweight, I believe.
Oh, 1985 at the Hilton, welterweight, both unification, both undefeated.
I believe Coach was there.
Yeah, it's going to be Donald Curry.
Boom.
And Milton McCrory.
Bingo.
Out of the Kronk Gym.
Bingo.
Iceman.
And what happened in the fight?
Oh, man. Donald Curry iced the Iceman in the second round.
Second round knockout.
When he did that, okay, people were so impressed with that when it came time for Ring Magazine to choose Fighter of the Year, now the whole sports world was going crazy about Marvin Hagler and the 8-minute war with Tommy Hearns. So Hagler's middleweight title defense against Tommy Hearns, that sensational third-round stoppage, in the minds of most just general fans, Hagler was the man. He was the monster of not just the middleweight division, but all of boxing. But for hardcore boxing aficionados, boxing media, Donald Curry was the future. Yeah. He was like the next Sugar Ray Leonard. And everyone forgets about that, but he was super hot. So when it came time to choose Fighter of the Year, I think the Ring Magazine's editorial board was split, so it was co-Fighter of the year. Marvin Hagler and Donald Curry.
Donald Curry.
In 1985. Co-Fighters of the Year.
I got to look that up.
I don't think it's happened since, but could happen again.
Look that up in your Ring archives, folks.
Could happen again.
Donald Curry, KO2, Milton McCrory in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
A couple questions for you here, Doug. Doug, what did you think of Justice League?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I just saw Thor Ragnarok. I kind of wait till the crowds move out, and I enjoyed Ragnarok. It was a lot of fun. Yeah. I thought Jeff Goldblum as the Grandmaster stole the show. All right. But that's just me.
So we'll get you guys a review of Justice League
later.
I will,
yeah. I still haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm going to watch that on demand. But I am going to see it soon.
Dougie, your early pick for Lemieux and Saunders.
Lemieux and Saunders. I have a hard time picking. I know Coach loves Saunders.
Yeah, he does.
I know a lot of people like Saunders in that one. Saunders is the boxer. He's a sturdy lad. He's got guts. So that traveler's background, just like Tyson Fury. And them dudes, they got balls, you know. But you know what? I don't like his inactivity.
Yeah.
He hasn't set the world on fire with his past couple of performances.
Certainly hasn't.
And here's what I don't like. It's not just the inactivity, boys and girls. The weight fluctuations. How much weight he puts on. And it's a lot. It looks like a slovenly weight. And I know Lemieux walks around pretty heavy himself. Yep. And he's no Boy Scout between fights, but he's had a pretty good year. He's motivated for this. He's mature. He's at home. I kind of favor the Montreal native.
I'll go with Lemieux.
I like Lemieux. And here's the thing. I'm not saying he's going to knock out or blow out Saunders, but I think he's going to put so much heat on him round after round after round. It's going to be hard not to score the rounds for the hometown kid. And the crowd's going to be going crazy for Lemieux.
But if Saunders wins, I'm going to give Coach Dave a lot of credit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that's, listen, it's a toss-up fight. Officially, it's 50-50, flip a coin. It's a even money fight, as they used to say. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm going to go for I think the hometown guy has a slight edge there. and he's got some good momentum from this year.
Yep, I agree.
And he's somebody who's proven he can fight 12 rounds and carry his power late in the game. So the thing is, when you're live at a Lemieux fight, you hear the punches.
Oh yeah,
you really do, and I think that has a sway on the judges. I really do.
If you guys, we got a few more minutes. If you guys have questions, feel free to write in. Dougie, December 3rd, 2005. Coach has a note here that this was in Las Vegas for the middleweight title.
2005, December 2005.
Unified World Middleweight title.
Oh, late in it. This is 2005. This is probably the rematch between Jermaine Taylor and Bernard Hopkins.
You got the fighters, but I think it was the first fight. Was it the first fight or the rematch?
Fight? See, I thought the first fight was in June. I thought the first fight was like in the summer, and then the rematch. They had an immediate rematch.
Well, Coach has some notes here for you. He says, very bad decision.
Yeah, well, both were controversial.
And this was Dave Moretti, 115-113.
Uh-huh.
Chuck Giampa, 115-113. Patricia Charman, 115-113. And Coach's notes, he is all three judges, same score.
Yeah, all for Jermaine Taylor.
But you got it, Doug.
Yeah.
So the only thing that tripped you up today was Orlando Zuleta.
You
got 5 out of 6.
I'm gonna box wreck that dude, man. I'm gonna look him
impressive.
up. Yeah.
What do you think, Coach? Doug was 5 for 6, not bad. And he got Billy Backus. Who the hell?
People.
Who the hell gets that?
Billy Backus. Come on.
Incredible. I didn't know that.
He fought on TV a few times.
Coach had to tell me about that.
The sideburns, people. The sideburn game on Backus. As a matter of fact, I think Backus was somewhat related to Carmen Basilio, the great Carmen Basilio. And
I'm impressed, Dougie.
The Brophy family, Ed Brophy, wanted to put up some statues for these guys in Canastota, and that just one thing led to another, and they just said we should do a museum, like a boxing hall of fame, and they did. I would not have gotten Billy Backus. You ever been there? You ever been to one of the ceremonies?
It's something I've always wanted to do.
I have never been.
I wanted to go the year that Graham got put in.
Oh yeah.
And I missed it. Yeah. I was on a job.
Wow.
But I would have loved to be there for it. And Graham's speech was so great. You know, he's such a classy guy. It was very short because he wanted to focus on the boxers.
Sure, good for him.
And he's very mild-mannered, and he's also just very humble.
Yes, he is.
And he just kept it very short. But Graham is a legend, man.
He is.
Graham
he's a total legend, man. Wow.
And he's still editing Boxing Monthly, I believe.
Oh, good for him.
In the UK, I think.
That's a great magazine.
Yeah, lives in Canada. Graham's the man.
Yeah, he's like British Vancouver.
Yeah,
right?
Doesn't travel as much to Vegas.
British Columbia, they call it?
Correct.
BC, Vancouver?
Yeah.
Yes,
before there was YouTube, I exchanged DVDs with him.
Yeah,
it would take weeks to get there.
Sure. It's worth the wait, though.
Shout out to Graham.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm going to go next. I kind of want to go when there's going to be a bunch of Brits there for some reason. Like, I'm hoping that Nigel Benn and Chris Eubanks Sr. get inducted at the same time.
Yeah.
And, like, half the British media and all these crazy fans come over, and then I go for that.
That'd be awesome.
And drink too much, but I don't know.
This guy says, Dougie, would you vote for Pavlik or Hatton for the Hall of Fame if you had to pick one at this point?
Oh, well, you know, I love Kelly Pavlik. He's an Ohio lad, and I'm partial to folks from Ohio.
Pavlik's awesome.
But I would have to go with Ricky Hatton.
At this point.
He beat a Hall of Famer in Kostya Tszyu. And Kostya Tszyu was 35 years old and was semi-retired, you know, was fighting like once every other year going into that fight. And the fight did take place in Manchester, but that holds a lot of weight, you know. And he was in bigger fights, you know. He lost to Mayweather and Pacquiao, but he helped make those the events that they were.
Hopefully they both get in eventually.
Yeah, maybe they
will.
I
like Kelly.
I don't know. Yeah, Kelly was undisputed champ. He beat Jermaine Taylor twice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Hopkins fight was a bad move for them. They were going for the money.
Yeah.
They went for the money, and maybe he should have stayed in his lane. Should have stayed at middleweight. You know.
So thanks for the question, guys. We've been here. We did go close to an hour with Tom.
Yeah.
Dougie got these questions amazingly. He's got the best memory in all of boxing. And he's traveling for a few weeks now. I
am. I think the next 3 weeks. Okay. I'm going to be in Vegas for the HBO triple header. And I'm going to be doing the international call for Saunders Lemieux.
You're going to Montreal?
Yeah, Laval. I guess it's near.
Say hi to Ryan Scalia for me.
I will. I'll see. I think Scalia might be in Vegas, as a matter of fact.
He's going to go, I think.
He's crazy. That's great.
He's a diehard.
And then, you know, it's Christmas weekend after that. I'm going to be in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay. This guy says, Dougie, see Justice League and get back to us in a few weeks.
I will. No, I will. I'll see it definitely over the next 3 weeks. No doubt about it. Yeah, I love that stuff. Yeah.
So thanks, folks. And so, Dougie, enjoy your travels.
will.
Coach, I'll try to be here with you next week. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And go Lomachenko. I'm going to piss people off with that.
Yeah, exactly.
And drive safe.
Drive safely, people. It's dangerous out there.
No texting and driving.